I would only put Smash a little bit lower on the list because I feel like Smash is still growing. Like, I feel like it's not at its full potential.
Agreed.
At its ultimate potential, if you may. Welcome to the Good Games Podcast. My name is James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Justin.
And we're here.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
It was quite a predicament to get us to this point.
Yeah.
So many reschedulings around the holidays. And
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Everyone's been very busy for the holidays. Speaking of which, we have a programming change. On the last episode, we promised we'd do our Games of the Year and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We really want to get John back on the show for Jedi Fallen Order, so we're actually going to delay that show. But we have something extra special in store for tonight's show. We're doing Minecraft and our top 5 games of the decade.
Of the decade.
Whoa!
Yeah. So, and then next episode we'll be back to our normally scheduled Star Wars.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking back on Minecraft all these years later,
People still play this game a lot.
Yeah, I know
And
people still play
and
this game.
And especially this year, there was like a huge boom for it.
Is it just a bunch of like kids like playing this game now? Is that why it's so popular?
Oh, it's so
yeah.
huge with kids.
Yeah.
Because now it's a mobile game, and Windows made it like mobile friendly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you got a bunch of kids playing it on their phones, and I don't know. Yeah, it really. I feel like initially when it launched, it appealed to a lot of people like us, who were like, in their like late teens, like adult teens. I mean, and then like early 20s, and then. I feel like the audience was us, because it was like a big like, oh, look at this thing I made in Java, and like it was this huge Java application. Not a lot of people knew about
running
it.
my own server or whatever. Like, yeah.
And then ever since pretty much ever since it was a couple years into the game, and then Microsoft ended up buying them out. Yeah, it seemed like the younger audience appeal grew on the game.
Yeah, I guess that was about the same time.
Yeah.
It's good marketing,
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, I noticed the big like resurgence in Minecraft this year. Do you guys know what caused that?
Like,
what do you mean?
I don't know if it was like a graphics card thing. I think I don't know if that was one thing I had heard. Was like,
did they put out an update?
I think they updated it, and they were supposed. I guess like quality went up, and I don't know. Like, yeah, there was like a huge thing. A bunch of streamers this past year started to stream the game a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is, like, I know you watch him too, Vinny. One of the streamers we watch is like he put on a bunch of like really fancy shaders on his because he had a new upgraded graphics card. So I'm not sure if there was like a whole big update with Minecraft or what the deal was.
Yeah, I we are unprepared. We haven't done our research.
Yeah.
I picked up Minecraft on the Switch, which the Switch controls are like not ideal. I'm so used to playing it on PC where you have like a free look mouse and like I don't know.
That was about to be my question. Like, a lot of kids are playing this on console, I was going to ask you, like, how did that play on the Switch? Because like I can't imagine playing this game with a controller.
Yeah, it's not super great. Like the mouse and keyboard to me is the ideal way to play Minecraft. Just
ideal way to play
have,
most games, really.
Yeah.
Well,
Accuracy, man.
Yeah.
Well, most first-person shooters. Let's just say that. FPS.
Sure.
point of
There you
view.
go. Yeah. And Minecraft is like a first-person game, and it's a lot easier to have. Anyway, yeah, it's not ideal on the Switch, but I played like the basic loop of Minecraft where you get your tools and you survive the first night and you build your first house and you put the bed in it so you can pass through the night, and like I did that whole thing and started getting the bigger materials, but it seemed like it was like largely the same game.
Oh, yeah.
Like ever since Microsoft bought Mojang, the studio that makes Minecraft, it seems like updates have been like very just very small incremental updates, like nothing huge.
Yeah.
Seems like there hasn't been a huge big update for the game in a long time.
It was a lot of tiny things, like
Yeah, it just added up, right?
yeah, it just over time. So obviously there's more backstory to it. There's now like creatures, and there's like villagers, and there's witches, and like there's new kinds of dungeons now. There's like an underwater dungeon you can go to. There's like a whole thing you can get to. It wasn't one of the big things after Microsoft bought them, like you can fly around, you can get wings after you defeat the dragon.
Oh shit. I did see Vinny had wings on his thing, which like I was like, what the hell, is this a mod, or is this like something you can do now? Yeah, no, that's definitely new. But like all the stuff you said, like the villagers and the witch and the underwater dungeon, that when I was playing the game last, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, actually probably longer than that, all that stuff was still in the game. But it was just surprising to me that it seems like from my perspective anyway, like not a huge nothing game changing has been added. It seems like Microsoft's mission has just been to stay the course, which whatever, it's been working out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it works.
I think probably the most important thing that Microsoft has done is just market it to a younger audience, get it on a bunch of different platforms, and like they're just kind of guiding it from a more business perspective. I think it's reaching a lot more people now, obviously. So,
Yeah.
they're doing something right there.
Wasn't there a thing a couple years ago where they promoted like a VR thing that was going to happen with Minecraft?
Yeah, well, that was they showed, I think at one of the E3s, they showed a demo for the Microsoft HoloLens.
Oh right, yeah, that was it.
Where they had like
fail.
Yeah, I don't think the HoloLens ended up going anywhere.
Microsoft trying to jump on the VR game.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Or AR, I guess.
Oh yeah, I don't think that HoloLens went anywhere, but you're right. I think it's just been Microsoft just kind of staying the course and just kind of guiding the game along the same trajectory it's always been on. But yeah, I think one of the like most exciting things to me is how big this game is with like a younger generation, like kids 10 and under. Like Minecraft is huge with kids 10 and under, and has been for the last 4 or 5 years. And that is exciting to me, because there is going to be, 10, 15 years from now, there's going to be an entire generation that grew up playing Minecraft that is now going to be like entering the games industry, right? And getting jobs in the games industry. And that's exciting to me. Like,
oh yeah,
people who grew up with a game whose like one of the core tenets of Minecraft is just creativity, really, just like making stuff. And I think that's exciting to have those people be guiding the games industry in the future.
Well, that, and just from a pure socialistic standpoint, like I'm excited that society is at the point right now where if you're like an adult, and you have a child in roughly that age range, like you could be sitting down and playing Minecraft with your child. Like, what a time to be alive,
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I'm hoping that continues a couple more years, so I can get a little Leo running around, and he's like, "Dad, please play video games with me." Like, oh man, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, but then you're gonna bust out this like really old ass game. They'd be like, "What the hell is this?"
But that's the thing. It's like it's the perfect. It's like the golden era right now for like father son gaming, or father daughter, because the game that we played so much of is so loved by kids that age. Like,
Yeah.
Makes me wish I had a kid like 8 years ago, so that right now we'd be playing some Minecraft, which would be epic.
Yeah. Your kid might be like, I want to play like VR.
Oh yeah.
Shooting whatever.
Oh
like,
well, we'll talk about that when it comes to endorsement. Don't worry.
Yeah. Screw Minecraft. That's like so 10 years ago, Dad.
Whatever.
Like, Dad, come on, put the chip in your brain. Come on.
I can't wait for that stuff, man.
Hack into the Matrix. Come on.
Yeah, to where like your glasses are your game console.
No, well, yeah, that's kind of what the HoloLens was.
Oh no,
of.
yeah, it was a good idea in theory. HoloLens, it just didn't pan out
Yeah,
well.
we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about Minecraft, and I feel like you don't even have to explain what that game is. I feel like almost everyone, like moms, know what Minecraft is because they have kids who are playing Minecraft. Like you don't.
Okay, here's a question.
You know what
Here's
I
a
mean?
good question.
Yeah.
Here's a good question.
Okay.
What I want each of you to go and tell me what is the one most creative and most epic thing you ever saw created in Minecraft.
Ooh.
Let's start with you, James.
Okay. There was like videos where someone built very basic computers in Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
So they had like they built like a CPU with like memory cache and like a register, and it had like a bus and everything.
Yeah.
It was like insane.
That's
And it was a very basic CPU, but I think they had like they showed that they could make calculations and whatever. Incredibly impressive. What about you?
And those
Justin?
got to the point where like they started being able to make calculators and
Yeah.
monitors and everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like they could like display pictures. I remember that. They can like have it render photos.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
All right, Justin.
Mine would be roughly on the same spectrum. I actually saw a video the other day that kind of blew me away. Where do you guys remember seeing the video of like the guy with like that wooden marble machine, and he like spins the thing and the marbles start dropping and he's like making music? You ever see that?
Oh,
No.
Well, it's a popular thing. It's like this big fucking machine that all it's doing is moving marbles around. So essentially, someone built that entire like music making machine in Minecraft. I mean, obviously they had to do it in like the free mode where you can fly around and stuff, but like it was pretty amazing. And like he was going around and flipping switches just like this guy was, and it was like changing the music and the beat and all that. It was pretty freaking cool. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff done in Minecraft, but that one kind of made me.
Oh, so this was made in Minecraft.
Well, the original thing was like there was this video on YouTube. It was really popular where a guy comes out. There's this big like weird looking machine, and he starts to crank the machine, and marbles in the machine start to move, and then he's able to like flip switches and cause the marbles to start dropping on like chimes and stuff, and hitting like little drums that are off to the side, and it starts making like an entire song. And so pretty much someone did almost that entire thing in Minecraft.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. All right, Leo, what was the most impressive thing you've ever seen?
Okay, this goes way back to the early days of Minecraft, like pre-official release. Back when I first was watching videos of it, this guy built a 1-for-1 scale replica of the Starship Enterprise.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh,
yes.
Still to this day, when I think of like what is Minecraft, that's where my mind goes. That doesn't sound like a lot when you say it out loud, but like when you watch the video of this guy walking from one end to the other, and it literally takes him like 15 minutes just to walk from one end of the spaceship to the other, like that was incredible.
All right, what is your favorite thing you personally have built in Minecraft, Leo?
I built a really dumbed down version of this guy. There's this video I watched of this guy launching sheep with TNT blocks. Did you see that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
I remember that. I remember that.
I think I just watched him. He explains how he built it, and I think I put together a really primitive version of that. It didn't work as well as his, but I was somewhat proud of it because all the use of like switches and stuff to drop the TNT and stuff. I was impressed with myself.
Did you actually get a successful launch?
I got like didn't look anything like what his launch did. Is the problem? Like basically he launched a sheep and it went like around the world.
Oh shit!
Mine, like I don't know if the TNT was too far or something. The sheep launched like a few feet or something. It was
So I built in Minecraft my favorite creation is if I know you two have, but if any of our listeners have played The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Ganon's castle in Ocarina of Time is a floating castle that floats over a pit of lava, which I recreated in Minecraft. Now the other thing I did is I made a bridge going to the castle, but I made it out of like the redstone things such that I could flip a switch and anyone who was walking on the bridge, I could just drop them into the lava, which was fun.
Yeah, and you had like a little throne, I remember.
Yes.
Like sitting.
It was all flamey and what about you, Justin?
Mine's tough because I also, from the Ocarina of Time, I built the Temple of Time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really impressive. Yeah.
And then I also had the Temple of Time. If you walked into the chamber where the Master Sword was, you would drop down into what was supposed to be the Sacred Realm. That Sacred Realm eventually got blown up by creepers, but nonetheless, there was a Sacred Realm.
Those damn creepers, man.
I think that was my fault.
Yeah.
I was trying to show off your Sacred Realm, and creepers blew me up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, on that note, the server, and I had told you this, James, is still alive, still going.
That's amazing to me. I cannot believe it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I was like, I wonder. So I checked, and sure enough, the server was still going. And so I went down and checked my Sacred Realm, and yeah, it was pretty blown up. But the problem was, there were fucking creepers and zombies everywhere. That was just a big old, like, monster spawn of a room I made, and it was horrible. So but yeah, all that stuff, all that entire server's there. I made like Majora's Moon from Majora's Mask. I also I put your face up. I remember that.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I don't think I saw that.
I
gotta go back in there.
Yeah, no, I'll share it. The server's still going.
See, can I just point out that this conversation right here is the beauty of Minecraft. Like, just the fact that like we have this server from years ago, and we can just talk about this different time in our lives and all these creative things we did, and just the camaraderie and the memories. Like, that's what it's all about, man. Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Fucking Minecraft, man.
Like, even though, like,
Minecraft, man,
in your mind you kind of want to be like, oh, it appeals to kids now, and I shouldn't be playing it. Like, I started playing it again, and sure enough, like, the game's got me. Game's got me addicted
really
again.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a solid game loop. And then you know what else? Minecraft really paved the way for like a whole new genre of game. There's been dozens of these kind of survival games that have spawned from the original formula of Minecraft. Like, and some of them are real big hits too, like by their own right. But like Minecraft is what really started it all. Is that concept of survival, collecting your own resources,
like
building a safe shelter.
You got games like Subnautica came out, which was more based on an underworld survival craft game,
underwater and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have the games that really took the concept of the creepers and the nighttime zombies and stuff, and like basically made you turn that up a notch, and was like, okay, let's go like full horror survival now. It's like make it as scary as possible. It's a brand. When a game can create a brand new genre of game, you've got a masterpiece in the works there.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I think those survival games were around before Minecraft, but Minecraft definitely made them popular.
Yeah,
but the interesting thing about Minecraft is there hasn't been any other games specifically like Minecraft that blend the survival elements with like the creative elements.
Yeah,
True. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of Minecraft copycats in that right.
That's true.
I mean, technically there are, but those are. I watched one of my relatives' kids play that on an what's the one block game? What's it called? It looks like Legos, but it's like Minecraft-esque.
There's like Lego Worlds that looks like Minecraft, and it's actually a licensed Lego game.
Yeah, but
I didn't know that.
there was another one that launched like kind of near Minecraft, or like a couple years after Minecraft, trying to like appeal to being the
Was it
new.
3?
Huh?
Oh, was it 3D or 2D?
It was 3D. I can't remember. It's something blocks. Something blocks.
Oh, Roblox?
Is it Roblox?
Roblox.
Oh,
is still
yeah,
a thing,
Roblox.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was mixing up. I was thinking Roblox, and I wasn't sure if I was mixing up the big blocks that kids play with or the game.
Yeah, Roblox is a thing for sure.
Yeah, so that was like a big
Creativity-wise,
creativity
it is
world. No
very similar
survival
to Minecraft.
really,
Yeah,
other than like
yeah.
there's like servers and multiplayer, and you can go and be and like I see it what it is now, and now it's just like
Mayhem.
It's mayhem, to where like there's so many mods put on to these different servers that you can like fly around like a superhero, and you can shoot lasers, and it's like okay, that's got a little out of control.
Yeah, that is big now. Just modding the hell out of Minecraft. But yeah, that there hasn't been, because like usually when a game like gets big in the games industry, like every company tries to copy it and come out with like their own version of it or whatever.
Yeah.
That weirdly didn't happen with Minecraft, and I'm guessing it's because it's so hard to create a game like Minecraft, to have a game engine that allows you to like build and form and craft stuff the way that Minecraft, like, it's hard to make an engine as flexible as Minecraft's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
why I'm guessing we haven't seen a lot of copycats.
Yeah, that was the one thing Mojang got right, was that you can't. It's a lot of freedom, but it's just challenging enough to where it feels like a good game, but to the point where like if you've gotten down to where you can survive well and you don't have to deal with fighting all the monsters all the time, then like you got like an exploration element. You have the whole the creativity element, and all of a sudden you're building like a fucking castle as your fortress, which I'm doing in my playthrough right now.
Nice.
It's just like all that. It just hit all that so well, to even where the additions that they had onto the game, where like if you don't sleep, like for a couple days, they have like the weird bird things that come down and attack you. I don't know how long that's been in the
that's
game.
new.
Is that new?
That's new.
Yeah.
That's very new. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
that's
So if
very
you
well.
don't sleep for like a couple days, then you start to experience these birds who come out and will attack you.
Oh no. Bird hallucinations.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're not. They're called something. They're like. They look like they have like green eyes, and they look like almost like manta rays flying in the sky. But
That's creepy.
yeah, so that's the whole thing. Is like you have to sleep in the game. But I don't know how that would translate to like a multiplayer setting. But I know like Minecraft's online multiplayer has changed a lot. Since the Microsoft buyout, and now their big thing is you can buy like a subscription service to play Minecraft online with people. What is it like? I think it's Minecraft Worlds or Realms or Minecraft Realms. I think it is.
Yeah.
So there's a whole new element to that, but the game those don't take away from the game is the point I'm trying to make. Like, so all the new little things that like either Mojang before Microsoft or Microsoft after decided to push into the game still is pretty fluid in what it is, and it's like a perfect little formula for just for fun.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. Minecraft.
It's good.
Anything else on Minecraft?
It's good.
It is good.
I would say like if you were considering replaying Minecraft, going like, man, that I got that Minecraft itch, but I'm an adult, like I got a real job now, like I can't play that game. Do it. Just play the game.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
Yeah.
you had an account. Your account still works. You may have to go through like a step to convert it to the Microsoft account, but nonetheless, if you listener are thinking about playing Minecraft, go out. Just play it again. Bring those memories back. Bring it all back, because I guarantee you'll love it. Just don't abuse your other responsibilities as being an adult, please.
Or do.
Or don't pay your bills. It's okay. Just play Minecraft.
Play Minecraft instead.
Yeah.
All right. This podcast is brought to you by our patrons. Thank you. Extra special thank you to Lars Mortensen and Fair King. Thank you, guys. And if you, listener, want to help us help support this podcast, you can do so by finding us on Patreon at Good Games Cast. Your patron money helps us pay for the software that we use to host this podcast. So thanks again to our patrons. And if you, listener, have any questions or suggestions for topics for our episodes, you can also become a patron and suggest episodes. But if you have any questions, so far our email address is not linked behind our Patreon or anything. So if you have any questions, please email us at goodgamescast@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it for our self-endorsement. Are you guys ready to do our top 5 games of the decade?
I don't know.
I've never been more ready in my life.
I'm
right.
novice.
All right, well, Leo's very ready, so let's kick off with Leo.
Oh, just okay.
Yeah. What's your number 5?
Mine-
Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll do a group project at the end and narrow it down to a community built list of 5.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
okay.
because I really put these 5 in here for a specific reason for each one.
Okay.
So, my number 5 goes to Pokemon Go.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And
That's a good one.
This is a tricky one because, from the game development perspective, it's respectable. It didn't really have a whole lot to offer, at least in the beginning. I think now they've done a lot of updates to it, and I haven't revisited it. But the main reason it's in my top 5 game is because this game, more than any other game in the last 10 years, brought together the world like nothing else I've ever seen before in my life. Like,
Yeah.
everybody was fucking playing Pokemon
Yeah.
Go. People were
Yeah.
dying. They were just crossing the street trying to catch Pokemon. Like,
That one weekend where literally the entire world was playing Pokemon Go, that was so surreal.
Yeah,
was
like when
insane.
that fake launch or whatever, like the pre-beta launch or whatever that happened, and everyone started like pre-downloading it.
yes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was absolutely insane, dude. Like, people at work, my CEO was just like walking outside, like no one ever sees him, but this one weekend, their 1 week during work, like everyone was like outside walking the streets, like people who don't walk ever were just outside. It was insane. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it
Our
was weird.
workplace had 2 Pokestops in it. So like
Yeah.
people would just like pull up into our work parking lot, and you'd know what they were doing because they just pull
Yeah.
up, and then like 5 minutes later they'd leave.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is you always knew. It's like
Yeah.
you'd find someone else in the same area, and you'd see them looking at their phone, and then you'd look up and you'd make eye contact. And it's like,
Like-
I know what you're doing. Like,
Like, don't try to.
it was
play
crazy,
coy.
man. That game was just like, from just a society, just a social perspective, it was just like nothing I've ever seen before. So it's worthy of a top 5 spot.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
My number 5 is this one's kind of a personal one for me, just because like this game series has like dominated so much of my video game playing time. My number 5 is 2018's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay, yeah.
This
Solid.
was like the first game in the series I've been like really, really, really excited about in a long time. Because I was a huge Super Smash Bros. Melee fan. When Brawl came out, Brawl was not super great from a competitive standpoint, and that's kind of like that's the lens I view this game through. I like playing this game competitively. Now, I also just love like, hey, let's have a bunch of friends over. We'll, get drunk and have snacks, turn on all the items, and go crazy. Like, that's also fun. But also, I like to play this game competitively. And Brawl, 2008 Super Smash Bros. Brawl was not a great competitive game. Neither, and this one's more controversial, neither was 2014's Super Smash Bros. 4 Wii U and 3DS, whatever the hell they call it. The Smash community just calls that Smash 4. I didn't like a lot of the mechanics. It was definitely a more competitive game than Brawl. I didn't really like a lot of the mechanics, and the other big hurdle for this game was it was on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I didn't own a Wii U until like way late in the Wii U's life, so like I never picked this game up. So when Smash Ultimate came out, there was a lot of mechanical things I did like about the game. It improved competitively a lot of things from Smash 4, and it also has like we're like on like 80 characters now. It's got like the most characters, the most stages, the most music. It's just
the ultimate cast of characters.
Yeah, it's just everything
it's
that's
called Ultimate. Whoa. Holy shit.
It's just everything that's great about Smash from all of the previous games just jam-packed into one game. And this culminated last year, or well, this year, I guess. We're still in 2019 as of this recording. I competed in Smash Ultimate at EVO 2019 and did shockingly well.
And you'll do even better next time.
I don't know if I'm doing EVO 2020. We'll see.
Well,
but
you won't do EVO, but you'll continue to do well in the competitive scene.
Yeah. So 2018 Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is my number 5.
Gotcha.
I will also say that Super Smash Bros. 18 Ultimate is also my number 5.
Nice.
I decided
Super
to
Smash
keep
Bros. 18.
2018. Yeah, 2018.
I know
good
what you
game.
meant.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I am exhausted today. I'm just gonna put that out there. Smash. This Smash game's really good. Everything James said, I also agree with. I mean, there's not much I could really say beyond what he just said. He gave the game all it needed. So my number 5 is also Smash.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
What you got on your number 4, Leo?
My number 4 goes to PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
And again, every game is for a reason. This game was not one of my favorite games in terms of its development, its overall feel. It felt a little bit chunky, a little bit clunky. But this game was significantly important in that it perfected a genre similar to how Minecraft did for the survival game mode. PUBG introduced the world to the Battle Royale game mode, and that led to Fortnite, which is now arguably the greatest, most played game in the world right now.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I think everything is owed to PUBG. It's a very significant game of this decade. To me, it's arguably the best Battle Royale game, on the market, but I guess that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Fortnite owes a huge debt to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that came out after PUBG. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the same thing. You're dropped in a battleground, but there was more of a crafting element to it. It wasn't Fortnite, but no, it was like one where like you're literally like dropped down. You're pretty much butt naked, and you pretty much have to go around, find like pieces of stuff, create your armor, then like create your stuff. And there was like I forgot what the name of it was.
Well, there's so many. That's the thing.
There's so many.
Yeah,
now, yeah.
So many Battle Royale games
it took the PUBG elements and added a lot more crafting elements, and then I felt like then all of a sudden we saw Fortnite, which Fortnite had both the battleground and crafting elements now to where I don't know, but I would agree with you. That's a good choice.
Yeah, so many of the Battle Royale copycats now, which is what I was saying. Like, it's weird that we never got Minecraft copycats. Well, it's not weird, but yeah. Anyway, my number 4 is 2015's indie game darling Undertale. Undertale's a very pleasant RPG made by just one dude. Toby Fox made probably I don't know, most of the game anyway. All of the music, all of the all the writing, game programming, a lot of the artwork, and it's really cool to like. I don't know. It's just it's a good one. It's a good game. I don't know what else to say about Undertale.
Yeah.
It's hard to discuss Undertale without ruining some of the like surprises on why it's so. It's okay. Here you go. It's a very funny game. It's like always.
Yeah.
It's like always surprisingly funny. Like there's a lot. Okay, like one of the very simple gags in the game is like you're early in the game. You're like walking through this sign, or you're walking through the snow. And there's a sign in the snow, and you read this sign, and it said, warning, ahead, dog marriage. And you're like, what? And then if you go back to read the sign again, the sign just says, yeah, you read that right. Like, yes, that's good. Good joke, Undertale. Good one. There's so many instances of that kind of humor in Undertale.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's my number 4 game of the decade, Undertale.
Okay.
Yep.
I put my number 4 as the game we have just discussed for a half hour, Minecraft.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice,
Minecraft's
nice.
definitely hit, we obviously gave it justice. It's definitely something on my list. I played a lot of that game, more than I would like to admit. So, yeah, Minecraft is my number 4.
Nice.
Solid. My number 3, for reinventing what digital card games look like, I'm going to give it to Hearthstone.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That game, again, really set the precedent for, so many like online TCG card games now, to the point where, my favorite TCG card game, Magic the Gathering, fell behind when Hearthstone came out because so many people fell in love with the formula that the team at Blizzard put out. Competitive scene is huge. So they did a lot of things right. So
Yeah, I was surprised that Magic the Gathering wasn't like on top of that. I'm like, oh man, people really love this shit. It's like, yeah, it's like we see it now being popularized, like several years later.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's
where
all
have you
sorts
guys
of
been?
games that followed the formula, and like, I mean, now Magic is just getting to the point where they're like, oh yeah, let's make one like that, and so Magic Arena is a thing, but it's basically very Hearthstone-like.
Yeah,
because they really perfected that formula. So yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna call a shot here. I think in the next decade, digital card games, I can see that getting huge. I think there's a lot of innovation yet to be done in digital card games.
I can see it.
yeah, because you have to take in consideration, people don't like actually meeting up with other people. So imagine you could just, you just hop online and randomly get a person you can play with, or you have your like group of friends you can play with, and you guys don't have to be near each other and visit at a store or go to each other's house. You can play like online whenever you want.
I'll do you one better. I'd like to see some VR card games.
Oh,
that'd be interesting.
Basically a tabletop simulator kind of thing, but like really well done. Like the way VR is getting now, it's like they infer lots of actions based on your movements instead of like literally tracking your fingers. And if you would use that system to kind of perfect grabbing cards and placing them and like certain effects happening or whatever, I think VR card game could be pretty cool.
so pretty much Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like the anime?
No, just, I don't know, I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking more of like a Hearthstone in a 3D space with like a table,
Oh, okay. So like, kind of like VR chat, and then you're sitting at a table playing it. Yeah. I'm thinking Yu-Gi-Oh style, or you're like in like
why not? Yeah, we can go full Yu-Gi-Oh on it too.
Changes, and you're like
throwing
them down, and the creatures are coming out.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that too.
And then you get thrown to the Shadow Realm, and all of a sudden your life is at stake.
I have seen, this was actually a fun fact, this is with the HoloLens. I feel like this episode is brought to you by HoloLens, but I remember
why are we randomly talking about the HoloLens a lot?
I know, so much. But I did see a video with a HoloLens where someone created like a Yu-Gi-Oh style game where like they had cards in the air, and they could see them in augmented reality, and they could see the monsters popping out of the cards as they were just walking around in their front lawn with the HoloLens. So
That is cool. That is cool.
yeah.
Like I said, I think in the next 10 years, that's going to be one of the... If we're all still around talking about video games in 2020, I think we're going to have games of the decade. There's going to be another digital card game on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 is 2017's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
This game was so incredibly innovative. It took the very established Legend of Zelda formula and said, actually, fuck that shit. And then threw that shit out and then adapted The Legend of Zelda into, like, an open world, like, borrowed some of those Minecraftian survival elements a little bit. Open world stuff, pulled a lot from, like,
Skyrim.
Western games. Yeah, pulled some stuff from Skyrim, pulled some stuff from Assassin's Creed, pulled some stuff from Minecraft. It was very strange seeing Nintendo, this very established in traditional Japanese company, pulling from all of these like Western games for what turned out to be, in my opinion, the best Legend of Zelda game in the series and one of the best games of the decade.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was just, I don't know, the right combination of all of these game genres at the right time.
Yeah.
Let's not forget it also pulled from cooking games, because that was 80% of the fun.
Yeah. Cooking and crafting is definitely a big thing in Breath of the Wild.
No, really fantastic game for sure, though.
Yep. That is my number 3. I'm excited for the Breath of the Wild sequel too. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know what we've learned. What were the lessons learned from Breath of the Wild, and what are we going to improve on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be honest, speaking of like games that really started like a new, like really built like a new genre, like built it up to what it's gonna be. I noticed like after Breath of the Wild, there was this like influx of games of doing open world. Having like an open world to them, like a huge, and not just an open world, because obviously we've had Skyrim and whatnot, but like I mean like having huge open worlds, like even like Kojima's Death Stranding is like a huge open world, and so it almost like Breath of the Wild showed people that like, hey, people actually like it when there's a big huge world that you can explore however the hell you want to, and game developers.
The secret to that is it's not like just a huge open world. I mean, it is a huge open world.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much interesting shit in that map to find.
Yeah.
Like, exploration in Breath of the Wild is so fun because there's so many cool things to find in that big map.
Yeah. My number 3 will be, and I guess you can include both its first launch and its predecessor, is Mario Maker.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
Mario Maker. Very fun. And the thing was, okay, with Mario Maker, we were like, okay, is this going to be good? Because we've always wanted a game where you can craft your own, like, Mario world, or even, like, your own Zelda world, or whatever the hell. We wanted something, and I know there was a lot of, like, people online who modded, like, Super Mario World, where you could create your own levels in that. And, of course, Nintendo at that time was really trying to put the kibosh on that and make people stop, but they launched Mario Maker, which was a very pleasing Mario level making game. I say both of the games because I feel like the first game, obviously its launch was on Wii U, again, a console that not a lot of people were very receptive of, but Mario Maker I felt like was like the selling point of the Wii U. People went like, oh yeah, I really want to try Mario Maker. Let me buy a Wii U.
Yeah.
But like Mario Maker 2 now, which came out on the Switch and is always getting improvements, I feel like just took Mario Maker 1, ported it over to Switch, and just said, hey, we added a bunch more shit.
And voila.
Yeah, and so
now people like it.
Yeah, so I really view the games as not being quote unquote the same, but being like just one. It's just the second one's just an improvement on the other one. So it's really just an evolved version of the first one. and it's getting more updates. Like we just had the Master Sword update, where now you can spawn up the Master Sword and play like Link with actual swinging sword in the game, which is amazing.
And bombs and arrows.
Yeah, yeah. So the game's becoming nuts with things, and of course, Nintendo's finally getting in the online game, which is great. I don't know where the hell they've been in the whole time, but they're like, they're pushing updates to games. Like with Smash and with Mario Maker, you're getting like, hey, this week we're gonna launch this fucking amazing thing, and everyone goes, holy shit, I own that game. That's amazing. So so Nintendo's finally like getting to that point, and they're doing it very well. I gotta say, they're really building up the hype real good with these games.
That's the way to do it.
But yeah, my number 3 is Mario Maker.
Good pick. My number 2, James have already talked about, goes to Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
For all the reasons he stated, it is a good game. So number 2, Breath of the Wild.
All right. All right. My top 2, I feel very, very strongly about. So when we get to the collaborative session, I'm gonna fight real hard for my top 2.
Okay.
My number 2 is 2011's Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I knew that was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of like, I don't know, games that like upended the like games industry, like when.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, you know what? When Dark Souls came out, nobody's really talking about it for a long time.
That's true.
For years, for like the first year or two, it was a very niche game, right? But
Yeah.
that game developed a community that wouldn't shut the fuck up about how great that game was, for good reason. And like the noise and the conversation around Dark Souls just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, it allowed From Software to make Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and now this year's Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. But none of those games to me are as good as the original Dark Souls. Like, there's something just amazing about like the way the world is laid out. Like the level design in that game is so good.
Yeah.
A lot of the enemy design, like especially some of the later enemies, you just like the enemy design gets so wacky and creative. You're just like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm fighting right now. This
Weird
thing looks
flowing
insane.
tentacle veins and like weird like four-legged animations where their legs are all like nasty looking, or they're spider-like but they're like a wolf or something. It's like, yeah, I love the Dark Souls. Like,
yeah. But yeah, there's so many, like, this game really started this huge conversation about difficulty in video games, because this game is notoriously difficult and extremely punishing. Started a whole whatever. It kind of revolutionized like 3D action combat in video games. Like a lot of games are now looking to Dark Souls when they're like, hey, how do we make a really cool like 3D action sword type game? This year's Jedi Fallen Order is very clearly influenced by Dark Souls.
yeah.
And like also like from a storytelling standpoint, there's been games like Dark Souls lore is like notoriously like mercurial. Like it's very, everything is just told to you, like nothing is told directly to you. You have to infer a lot. You have to, kind of fill in a lot of the blanks in the world building and the lore of Dark Souls. And there's been a lot of games that have copied that aspect of Dark Souls as well. Like 2017's Hollow Knight is very clearly, from both a storytelling standpoint and a gameplay standpoint, very influenced from Dark Souls. But yeah, just a very important and influential game, 2011's Dark Souls.
Okay.
Solid pick.
That was number 2, right? Yeah, we're on.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is one James has already talked about yet again. My number 2 I put at Undertale.
Oh, nice.
That is my number 2, and hopefully I can do this I can do more justice to it. That game, I would say, is memorable. Like that's one thing I would put on that game. Like even though it's arguably like it's not a lot of game, as you know, and you know, as James said, it was only developed by one person, Toby Fox, you know, with the help of some others, but he primarily made all the music. He made all like the levels and the idea and the whole thing. But like Undertale, I cannot stop thinking about that goddamn game. That game always comes into my head, and the music I can't get away from. Like I'm addicted to the damn music of that game.
I forgot to mention how good the soundtrack is.
Oh
Soundtrack is
my!
very
Oh
good,
my
actually.
God!
Yeah.
It's amazing. It like, and I keep going back to it. Granted, like I rebought it on the Switch, and I played through it and everything, and I was like, you know what? This time I want to try the Genocide run. I don't want to do the Genocide run anymore.
No,
I hate it.
no.
I hate it.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, I hate it so much.
The game like makes you feel terrible when you do the Genocide run.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. They make it.
That's the only way to play it.
But the great
in my
thing too
opinion.
is like if you go on the Genocide run, like he made it so that it's extremely difficult to get
very
through
hard.
it.
It's very hard. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, that was my problem, is I couldn't finish it. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy with my happy memories with this game, and but yeah, I would definitely, if you've never played Undertale, that's definitely a game you should try. I feel like a lot of people, like especially like streamers, don't want to play Undertale because that's like the big, like schlocky. Sorry, noise. That's like the big, like, oh, you got to play Undertale and all these references from Undertale, and streamers tend to avoid it because it's kind of like that whole, game everyone gravitates to. But I feel like we're at a good point where Undertale came out long enough ago where you should be safe to play it now, to where you're not going to look like one of those, because there's like a weird audience that goes with that game, and there's people who have made like weird backstories, or they've made like news stories. I don't know. Undertale.
That game does have a lot of weird fans. Yeah.
Yeah, Undertale created a huge
Weird fan base.
yeah. But I mean, overall, it's good because it means people really like the game. They really like the story. They really like the characters. Even though the game is also like almost like a parody game, and it's also very fourth wall breaking. But it's just it's such a good game. So yeah, my
Good
number
game.
2 is Undertale.
If it's a good
Nice.
game, it's going to be on this podcast.
Yeah. Ooh, look at
We are
you.
the Good Games podcast.
Ooh.
All right, what's your number one, Leo? I don't know.
My number
I'm
one.
curious. Yeah.
If you've kept track of my list, you may have noticed a lot of AAA titles: Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
PUBG, Hearthstone, Zelda. Like, you guys have been talking a little bit about Undertale, and I know we talk a lot about indie games in our podcast as well. Well, my number one, I'll have you know, is an indie developed game, and I would submit that this game is the single most important game of the last decade.
Oh yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's a doozy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flappy Bird.
Oh, that's not where. Flappy Bird. What?
What? No.
Flappy Bird?
Flappy Bird.
Are you fucking
Fuck
kidding
off.
me?
Why Flappy Bird?
Okay. Let me break
I
it
thought you were
down
gonna
for
say
you.
Minecraft.
Let me break it down for you. Flappy Bird. Without Flappy Bird, okay,
Okay.
we wouldn't know what to do with this smartphone right now. Like, Flappy, look, you guys are developers, and we've done our own sort of, small hobbyist game development ourselves.
Okay.
I have almost finished putting a game into the mobile marketplace on iOS and Android. That whole market, the whole market of mobile games, specifically hyper casual mobile games, was invented by Flappy Bird. Like before Flappy Bird, people were still trying to figure out how to create mobile games for smartphones. Like smartphones were not that well, like popular yet. They had just come out a couple years before that.
Yeah, and they weren't that powerful either.
They weren't that powerful. The game industry didn't know what to do with the mobile gaming market. Then this guy comes and makes the stupidest fucking game ever invented. It's a one-button press, and it's terribly, terribly difficult. And after Flappy Bird was, by the way, removed from the marketplace because he was getting so inundated with like praise that he couldn't handle it, by the way, so he just went became a bajillionaire overnight or whatever, and took it off the marketplace. And then it created a whole different style development called hyper casual mobile games that are now the most like revenue earning type of game on the smartphone, gaming marketplace now. Like hyper casual games is it. Like that's what you do. That's what you create. You try to do the simplest game that's like one control that's repetitive and that gets people to watch ads and play games while they're on the shitter. Like that's the whole point of smartphone gaming now. And Flappy Bird started that all. And for the last 8 years, that's been it. So I don't know. I feel like it's the most important game for mobile game development in the decade.
What was that other game that came out though? Like it came out. I feel like it came out roughly the same time, where it was a vertical platforming game where you bounced around. And you were like this little creature with a long nose. I forget what the name. I don't remember what the name of the game was, but I remember that also being a very popular game around that time.
There's a ton of Flappy Bird like ripoffs. And
Well, it wasn't a Flappy Bird ripoff. It was the one where you're like essentially you have to jump on platform. Although I feel like maybe it kind of like it mimicked a lot of like Flash games, but it was one where you just jumped on the platform while going up, and if you missed a platform or hit something and you fell, then that was it, and then your score was how high you got, kind of thing.
Yeah. It was like that type of game to me. Like, I don't think people realized how successful it could be until Flappy Bird. Maybe that's just me, but it was early on in the decade, and I think it just blew the doors open on that market. And now to the point where it's like oversaturated. There's just hundreds of thousands of these little one button press games trying to recreate that anomaly. So yeah, that's my number one.
All right, my number one, I think it's a very, very important game. It's no Flappy Bird, but Minecraft is my game of the decade. I don't like. There is no other game that had such a huge audience, has been so influential, like has like people are still like okay. No one's still talking about Flappy Bird in 2019, right? But people are still playing and talking about Minecraft like 10 years later now.
Like it's still relevant.
Yes, Minecraft has still been relevant. And like even for players our age, like the relevancy, whatever. But like for kids, like Minecraft is huge. Like Minecraft is like everything to like gamers under 10 years old. Like Minecraft is the end all be all video game. Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's my game of the decade, Minecraft.
Good pick.
Mine has been mentioned, my number one, because this was a game that I kept finding myself putting many, many hours into. Mine was Breath of the Wild.
At the surprise of no one.
Yeah. Are you surprised? Do I have a little bias? Maybe. But I found myself going, okay, I'm playing the game. I got a bunch of shrines. I'm like, I can go fight Ganon now. Let me go fight Ganon. But, I haven't explored this one area over here, so let me go explore this area. Okay, all right. I got a couple Koroks. I found a shrine.
That's what happens in that game.
And then,
for sure.
Right, let me...
Exploring is so
like
fun.
You want to go and finish... You want to be like, all right, let me finish the game. Let me get to the end of the story, and I can always go back and play the rest of it. Well, let me just check this one area out real quick. And then I put so many fucking hours into that game. It's ridiculous.
Me too. Yeah.
And... It was just such a good game. Oh, granted, people argue that it has its flaws, but every game does. But that was, I feel like, also a very inspiring game, and it really brought. It's a game that brought Nintendo back from whatever downhill they were going on.
That game single-handedly carried the Switch platform for several months.
Yes. And now the Switch is like one of the biggest game systems of this year, of the past couple years. and it's going even stronger, and like the indie games coming out of it, on it are great. And they're granted they're launching a bunch of older titles on it, but nonetheless, like people love the fact that hey, I can take this thing out and play with it, and Breath of the Wild really just helped establish that, and it seems like Nintendo's like back on track with everything. Like, hey, look, we're doing shit right again. So yeah, my number one is Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
I feel like I just have to mention an honorable mention because I thought one of you guys would get it, which is why I went with Flappy Bird. No one mentioned it. I do want to call out Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Oh, that wouldn't have been on my list.
That is a game, like you just said, is still talked about, is still referenced in memes every day. So many games have Skyrim to thank for their formula, including Breath of the Wild. You know, like we talked about, we felt a little bit of Skyrim in there. Like, that game is enormous, and it was released in this decade as well. So,
yeah, I played Skyrim, and I feel like I sometimes like just didn't know what to do in that game. Like it was a good game. It was a good game, but there was a lot of side questing in that game, and sometimes I was like, wait, should I help him or should I kill him or should I, like?
Yeah, that freedom though. I mean, I love it, and I just killed so many random people, and I love it.
Oh yeah,
it's more games like that, please.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue. So,
well, we gotta narrow these down to 5. We gotta.
Hey James.
Between
you and me, 4 of our top 5 were the same fucking game. So.
Were they? Did you also wait? Oh,
Undertale.
Yeah, you're right. The only one you didn't have was Dark Souls.
I had Mario. Yeah, I had Mario Maker. You had Dark Souls.
I'll fight tooth and nail for Dark Souls. That's gotta be on our top 5 of the decade group collaboration.
I don't know, because I also feel like Mario Maker's a pretty solid one, because that like brought a lot of people making like the super difficult levels, and a lot of people.
I don't think Mario Maker makes the definitive top 5.
No.
No.
Not over Dark Souls. Really?
Okay.
Mario,
No.
I
Dark Souls
love Mario
definitely.
Maker.
Okay.
I love Mario Maker. Spoiler alert. For when we do next week's show, Mario Maker might be making my top 5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But games of the decade? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The last 10 years, Justin. The last 10 years. Mario Maker? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Dark Souls, number 1.
Not number 1.
Nah, not number 1.
How was number 1 not Minecraft?
Okay, number 1, Mike. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Minecraft, number 1.
If you're gonna say games of the decades and not taking our stuff into consideration,
Number 1, Minecraft. Number 2, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, Dark Souls.
Okay. Yeah, I would be okay with that.
Okay.
Now I don't know what to do with 4 and 5.
Well, Justin, you and I, we both had Undertale and we both had Smash. I don't feel particularly strongly about either of those 2 games, though. The only 2 I felt strongly about were Minecraft and Dark Souls.
I feel like for its significance as a forebearer to Fortnite, I have to throw in PUBG as an option for number 4.
It was very influential. We would not have Fortnite without PUBG.
I would only put Smash a little bit lower on the list because I feel like Smash is still growing. Like, I feel like it's not at its full potential. But then again, it's passing the decade, so... I mean, Undertale the past decade was a huge talked about game. I don't even think Toby...
That's a big one.
Yeah, I don't even think Toby Fox expected it to be that big of a game.
No, I don't think anyone expected it to be that big of a game.
I'll be honest, guys. I think I'm on the right track with PUBG for number 4. And then I think for number 5, listen, I love Smash. Don't get me wrong. We have done our fair share of smashing. But I think Smash is something that is particularly special to the Good Games podcast cast members.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I recognize that Smash is like a very personal pick for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. And I feel like if you're being impersonal, you would give it to Undertale for the 5th spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, PUBG and Undertale? All right.
I think that sounds like a definitive top 5 to me.
All right, here we go. Good Games Podcast, Games of the Decade. Number 5, Undertale. Number 4, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Number 3, Dark Souls. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And number 1, Minecraft.
That's perfect. That's a perfect
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
list.
a good
That's a
list.
good list. I don't disagree with any of
Yeah,
those.
no.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. 2020. Last decade's on the wraps.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff. Good. Those are some good games.
You know what? I would go back and play any of those games.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, that's
I
another
feel like
element you
actually
got to
I'm going
consider.
to.
Is like, would you go back
Yeah.
and play them? Yes, I would.
I'd play every one of those games right now.
Yeah.
All right. Endorsements. What are we endorsing?
Just a real quick endorsement here. I'm endorsing something I don't technically own yet, but
Okay.
I did get my hands on one this week, and it was my first time, well, my second time really, playing a VR game. But this time, I got to put on the goggles of the Oculus Quest.
Oh, how was that?
Fan-friggin-tastic. So the problem I have with VR is that normally you are tethered to your hardware. You have a computer or your console
Yeah.
that your headset has to communicate with. At some point, you got a cord running from you to this other system.
I've seen people use those like retractable leashes too for dogs in order to get it to hang from
Yeah.
the roofs so they can move around the room. Like, yeah.
It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people were doing what they had to do, and I get that. But the Oculus Quest is the obvious next evolution of where VR is going. And VR, I believe, is going to be huge. So the Oculus Quest actually houses the entire hardware that you need in the headrest or whatever it's called, the goggles,
Yeah.
the thing,
The mask.
the mask. It has the entire system in it. So literally all you need and all that comes in the box is the headrest and the controllers, and they're wireless. And you can play it anywhere. You could just boot it up. You have to charge it, obviously. So, I mean, there's a wire for that. But yeah, when you're ready to play, you're completely untethered. And that completely changes the way you play VR, because there's these games that require a lot of movement, or like they don't require a lot of movement, but if you can move a lot, it opens up like what's possible a lot more.
Yeah.
And dude, this is just the first version, right? Like in another couple of years, I think every headset for VR will be in a similar kind of wireless fashion. I think it is the obvious next evolution of VR gaming, and I liked it so much. I have tried to get my hands on an Oculus Quest, which is sold out, kind of like how Switch was early on. If you were to buy an Oculus from the Facebook's the one who developed it, from their website right now, you won't get it until February-ish.
Yeah.
But I have been spamming. I have little like now in stock alert going off, and I did finally get my hands on a Best Buy checkout page, and I have purchased my own Oculus. It comes in next week, so
Nice.
Very nice.
I'll fill you guys in on the full experience as I deal more with it next week, hopefully on vacation.
Yeah, that was a
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've been tempted by Beat Saber. That game's really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that game is so much fun. There's a sword fighting game I really want to try out. There's some really cool shooters, and the fact that like shooting games now track your gun so you can just move it however you want to shoot people and stuff is like, dude, this is the future, man.
I played Super Hot. Super Hot's a pretty good one.
Super hot, yeah, like the dodging mechanics.
Yeah.
It's all great.
Yeah, my worry about that was whether or not the built-in hardware would be like strong enough to
Yeah.
play these games, but I mean, from what it sounds like, it is.
Oh, it was super smooth, no frame rate loss. The only thing you get from the Oculus Quest is a little bit of resolution loss, but it still more than suffices in my opinion. And obviously, the sales speak for itself. I mean, the system is super hyped. So
Yeah, and then we have the new Half-Life game coming out, right, Alex?
and that's really what sealed the deal for me. It's like I gotta get a VR console to be able to play the new Half-Life game for sure.
I'm wondering if that was like a whole marketing thing, was to be like, let's launch a
Probably.
game that's VR exclusive, but it's also a Half-Life game that people have been like going, where, we want more Half-Life. Well, here it is, but you have to buy a VR system now to play it.
Yep, there you go. That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you have to endorse?
Mine's a little tough. If I were to endorse anything, I would say do your own damn Christmas. And what I mean by this is when you have all your family, and by the way, I'm saying this while inside my in-laws' house. The fact that everybody wants to, because as you guys know, I have a kid, and everybody wants to see the kid on Christmas Day, and I want to freaking shoot myself with how much it's like everyone's trying to plan around it. Be like, well, can you guys come back up and then visit our house and then go over here and and it's like, oh my God, I just want to snap my own neck. So I endorse simply waking up in your own home and having your own Christmas and figuring out all the family stuff either before or after Christmas, because it is an absolute headache.
Yeah.
And my family's driving me crazy. We finally, like, just the other day, finally made a settlement, which I'm not even sure if it's like set in stone. That may even change the plan. I don't know. And
a peace treaty.
Yeah, it's a ceasefire. So
yeah, actually, me and James were just talking about this. I think right before the podcast started.
I'm gonna second that endorsement.
I will third it.
we don't even have a kid, but we did that last year. Like, everyone wanted to see it. Like, we went to my uncle's house, we went to my parents, we went to her parents, we went back to her parents on Christmas.
We did it for 5 years before this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like so stressful. Like, we weren't even enjoying Christmas. We were just like driving. We spent more time like driving around than like actually spending Christmas. So like this year we were just like, you know what? Christmas Eve, we're going to see my parents. Christmas Eve, we're going to see your parents. Yeah. And then on Christmas Day, we're going to wake up and do absolutely nothing. We're not leaving.
You're going to have your own
We're not
Christmas.
leaving the house.
Yes. I am so excited. This is my first year doing that this week. Yeah. So I'm pumped.
I will definitely second that endorsement.
Yeah, do your own Christmas.
Do your own Christmas. Your own Christmas.
All right, what do you got, James?
This is a weird endorsement, and I think I've told both of you guys this before. So I'm gonna endorse. This is a weird one. I'm going to endorse, and I promise I'm going somewhere with this. I'm gonna endorse buying a Pixel 4 XL from the Google Store.
I know this story.
So I got whatever. My wife really wanted the new Pixel 4, and it was kind of sort of an early Christmas present, kind of sorta. I got her the Pixel 4 XL, and she got the phone. Whatever, it's a great phone. She's been enjoying it. About a week later, we get notified that we had a FedEx delivery, and I'm like, did you order anything? She was like, no, did you? And I'm like, no, I didn't order. I'm like, well, you know what? We have a lot of friends. It's Christmas time. Maybe somebody sent us something and, didn't give us a heads up or whatever. Yeah. So whatever. We rescheduled delivery for the next day. We were working from home, got the package, had my name on it, opened the package. It's another Pixel 4 XL. Like, a second one. So, like, I went upstairs. I was like, hey, baby, did you order another one of these? Like, I ordered the first one. Did you order another? She's no. And I was like, I didn't order this. So I'm like, oh God, did I get double charged? So like, I double checked my bank account. I'm like, no, they only charged me once. I double checked like my receipt from the Google store. No, I only ordered one. We just got sent an extra Pixel 4 XL. Woo. So, I'm gonna endorse buying a Pixel 4 XL from the Google store in the off chance that this random weird thing happens to you too, and you too can get a duplicate Pixel 4 XL that I still don't really know what I'm going to do with. I don't know if I'm going to keep it for myself or just turn around and sell it. I don't know. But buy a Pixel 4 XL. Maybe you'll get two for the price of one. Who knows?
Well, my birthday's coming up, so.
Yeah, should I send you the extra?
I mean, hey, it was free.
Yeah, that's my endorsement. Do we have anything else?
Man, I think that's it. I am ready to crash.
Yeah. This has been a weird week with scheduling, and next episode, hopefully we'll have it up before the end of the year. Our next episode will be, as promised, our review of Jedi Fallen Order and our top 5 games of the year. Hopefully we can get that up before the end of the year, and that will be our next episode.
Yep.
But for now, for the Good Games Podcast, I am James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Justin.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Hey, before we stop recording,
Uh-huh.
What?
do you think as a teaser for next episode, we could recreate that end credits song? No, it's probably too hard to do over the internet.
End credits song.
The end credits song? What?
Remember that one time we were like in the mall and I was like, dum, 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 dum,
The delay makes this so stupid.
Yeah.
That was
You can
that
sync
was
it up
perfect.
though. You can.
I'll
No, that
sync
was
it up.
perfect.
Yeah.
That was exactly what I wanted right there.